What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Crimson, a coach of the new Pokemon League that we've started, and I'm here with one of the analysts. Introduce yourself.
I'm Spazzy.
And we're here to talk about one
Good stuff.
some of the Pokemon that have gone undrafted. So
people who didn't draft these guys, I don't. Why didn't you draft these?
Yeah, we're really confused as to why these coaches didn't draft it. I mean, I am a coach, so I can't really be talking, but anyway, let's get right into it. The first Mon that has gone undrafted is Thundurus. Now, Spazzy, why don't you tell us about Thundurus?
Okay, Thundurus is a pretty good Pokemon. Its stats are... Let's look at its stats. Stats are 79 HP, 105 attack. Actually pretty decent for a special attacker. Defense 70, special attack a huge 145. Special defense 80 and speed 101. So pretty good stats offensively and a tiny bit defensively. It's below average, but Thundurus can be quite a few things. It could be like Choice Scarf, Pivot. It could be a setup sweeper. It could just be a normal wall breaker. I'm surprised nobody drafted this because of the uses it has. It can also... It's actually a check to most of the bulky water types that we have in here. We have Tentacruel, we have Celesteela, and Feeny. These Pokemon, they're really hard to beat without a grass type or an electric type, and Thundurus Therian just seems like such a good Pokemon for that. I mean, we have Bulu and stuff, but there's not many specially defensive water types here that can actually take this thing.
Okay.
But
now I'm going to transition...
Or physically defensive, as a matter of fact. Yeah, let's go on to the next Pokemon.
Transition into Dugtrio, another OU Mon that has not been drafted. To clarify, this was not a free draft. It was, in fact, a tiered draft where each coach got 4 OUs, 4 UUs, and 4 RUs, including any Mega of their choice from those tiers. Dugtrio, obviously everyone knows what this thing does. It was suspect tested. It gets Arena Trap. It traps anything that your team is weak to, and Revenge kills it with either Earthquake, Sucker Punch. You could run Sash Reversal. It could be Choice Scarfed. You can Final Gambit for whatever reason. Yeah, you get Pursuit in case you predict them to have a Shed Shell. You can get Stealth Rocks up. There's not much else that this Mon does. It's pretty straightforward. Just overall a really good Pokemon. Gets Memento as well. Although Z Memento is banned, so it's not a great option. Also not the best Z mover, but I mean this Mon is a staple on many OU teams, especially Stall, because you need a way to take out some of those threats to your team. Now transitioning into some UU picks that were untaken, we have Suicune.
Suicune it's a good Pokemon overall. I expected it to be OU and Auras, but surprisingly it wasn't. It has really good bulk overall, and a little bit of offense at 90 base special attack. It's not enough to do a lot of damage, but then Suicune's job is just to set up calm minds and just end the opponent up nowhere. And when you're low, you could just rest up and sleep talk. Suicune is just a troll it seems like it's a troll in the league. I mean, there are a few checks that don't even 2-hit KO it. No, they do take some 2-hit KO, but some don't. Victini, I'm not even sure 2-hit KOs it after leftovers. And it's just really, really bulky, and it's just a pain to go up against. Like, you can PP stall so many different mons. And win your weekly battle with this. It's not even funny. It's pretty scary. The only thing I see wrong here is that bulky water types kind of wall it. So having hidden power grass or hidden power grass or electric or something like that works out with it.
But like many other bulky water types don't really like to take toxics from this thing because this thing wins most toxic wars because it has rest, obviously. So
Yeah,
even then, it
but
doesn't.
if you have like aromatherapy or heal bell on it, then Suicune pretty much loses the toxic war. But no, actually, it's more of a tie because he has rest.
Yeah, it just comes down to whoever switches out first. But
Yeah,
anyway,
or recovers first.
let's move on to the next UU that was undrafted, and that's Cobalion. This Mon, pretty good attacker. I mean, it's only got base 90 attacking stats, but gets base 108 speed, base 129 defense, and 91 HP, which makes it a very good physical wall, as well as the ability Justified. So if you predict your opponent to click a Dark-type move, not only do you resist it, you also gain an attack boost. Cobalion can be either special, with like Calm Mind, or other special moves like Flash Cannon, Focus Blast, or you could be physical with Sword Stance and like Iron Head and Close Combat. Smon gets Stealth Rocks, obviously, so it's a good lead. Also gets Volt Switch to give you momentum. It gets Roar, so it can stop setup sweepers, as well as a variety of coverage to hit things. Actually, it's not really a variety. It can hit a couple things. It gets Zen Headbutt to hit other fighting types. It gets Taunt to stop a lot of other statusers and stealth rockers. It gets T-Wave and Toxic, obviously, as well as the ability to Rock Polish, which helps it outspeed many other Scarfers and fast Megas like Mega Alakazam. That's about it. It's pretty good setup sweeper in the end. It, like late game cleaner, it's probably the best role for a Cobalion.
It can also just be a wall for like most mons that mostly physical attackers that don't have anything that's super effective against it. You can take it easily with that base 125 defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about some RU mons that got undrafted. As you can clearly see, there's an Embor here. So why don't you talk about Embor?
Embor is, I'm actually surprised nobody drafted it at all. But at the same time, I'm not. Let's look at its stats. Its stats, 180 HP, 123 attack, 65 defense, 100 special attack, 65 special defense, and 65 speed.
Quick correction, it's actually 110 HP, so...
Oh, did I say 100?
You said 180.
Oh. Why did I say that?
I don't know. Keep going.
But its stats they're good, but at the same time they're not. But the reason why I'm surprised is because of its hidden ability and its move pool. It gets pretty good coverage here. It has stuff like Flare Blitz, of course it's Stab, Wild Charge for bulky water types like Toxapex, which is... Did that get taken either?
Yeah, that definitely got taken.
Yeah. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, nobody drafting Toxapex. It's just... That's unreal.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But it did go drafted, so...
I'm not even surprised. But it even gets Head Smash, which is...
You're not gonna run that too often.
It's not... It doesn't matter. Because... Like, what does it have coverage for? That's the question. It also has a base 100 special attack, which is actually pretty good. It doesn't get use of its reckless though.
Interesting.
So it could be physical or special.
Interesting enough,
it could have
Embor actually gets Scald and other actually decent special attacking moves like Overheat and other like moves that you would think an Embor wouldn't get. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Keep going.
Yeah, again, it has coverage for most Pokemon that you would expect in a draft league. Like Toxapex, as I said, Earthquake, Wild Charge with that boosted. Reckless. It gets Flame Charge, so you can raise your speed and then set up sweep with it. Well, you have to raise your speed a couple times. Whoops.
Is that all you have for Embor?
No. I mean, my issue here is that stuff like Flygon, it can't really fight it off that much. But any other Pokemon pretty much just dies to Embor.
I mean, but that's just.
I'm surprised nobody drafted it.
There's a couple walls that like taking hits from this thing, but
yeah, like Dragon types, Dragon Flying actually, Dragonite. Oh, I forgot to say Dragonite didn't get drafted either.
Yeah, but we decided that Thundurus is probably a little bit better than Dragonite. Obviously, that's debatable, but
But it all depends on who sets up first. If rocks get up, it only depends on the environment of the field.
Okay, and one more thing with Embor is that it whittles itself down really quickly with Reckless and Flare Blitz, Head Smash, Wild Charge.
That's one reason why I said I'm surprised that nobody drafted it, but at the same time I'm not.
Yeah,
Embor is such a good addition to draft teams when it comes to it can wall firefighting walls just a little bit, not that much, but it has power and it can take care of quite a few things and can get the job done.
Yeah,
that's about it for Embor.
When you see an Embor at team preview, you know you're in trouble because you're switching for that thing. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the last Pokemon, Cloyster. As you can see, this one also went undrafted, which is not super surprising because clearly these are RU picks, but still, this mon definitely has potential to put in work. It gets Shell Armor, Skill Link, and Overcoat. Overcoat and Shell Armor are meh. Overcoat depends on the matchup. If there's a Breloom that wants to spore you, I guess you could switch that in. But then you'd have to double right back out because you don't take a hit from that thing. Skill Link is probably your best ability because you get Icicle Spear, as well as Rock Blast, and Spike Cannon, I believe, but no one really runs that on Cloyster. Your best water attack is actually Razor Shell, which isn't super good. Obviously, if it had gotten something... or best.
Well, that depends on the set you're running. It could be special as well, because... let's take a look at Cloyster here. I'm going to take a look at it. Its attack is better than its special attack, but its special attack is still decent, where you can set up a Shell Smash and at least Hydro Pump. But as you said, Razor Shell, also good. You can lower defense, and most of its moves it's good moves that match with this ability is physical. So
yeah, and most people don't actually use Cloyster for Rapid Spin, Toxic Spikes, but it's actually not the worst. As a lead, you could get Toxic Spikes, Rapid Spin to make sure you win the Hazard War, and even Explode to make sure your opponent can't defog or Rapid Spin back. It gets priority in Ice Shard. As you said, special set isn't the worst. It gets Ice Beam, Hydro Pump. Not too many special moves. I think that's actually about it, as much coverage as it gets on the special side, besides hidden.
Yeah, my issue here is that it gets no coverage.
Obviously, it gets Natural Gift, which is kind of decent for coverage, but then you're wasting your item slot.
Yeah.
It also gets Poison Jab, which is good to hit the fairies, but that's about...
yeah, but if you set up, you could just Icicle Crash or Icicle Spear and just keep going. Poison Jab also works, just to deal big damage, but
that's really about it for Cloyster. It can set up reflects, but with base 180 defense, I mean,
Did
it's
you already say it can set up hazards?
yeah. I already talked about toxic spike and spikes. Uh,
Yeah.
you can see that it has a preposterous amount of defense, but with the low HP stat, it really doesn't wall much anyway. The special defense stat's also low. I'm pretty sure it like gets O-code by a vacuum wave from like any mon really, so that's kind of sad. But that's alongside its base 70 speed. These stats are very mediocre. Like if its defense was split upon like its speed, its attack, its special attack, then it'd actually be way better. But with Shell Smash, that kind of makes up for it. Actually, it does more than just kind of make up for it.
Yeah.
Most cloisters will be Sash, White Herb. I mean, if you're not gonna be Shell Smash, you might be like Life Orb Cloister or something like that.
Or just defensive.
Yeah, but
But
like the problem with defensive, as I already mentioned, was the low HP stat. So you get
yeah.
whittled down really quickly.
But that defense is amazing.
Yeah, you also don't get any recovery, so you're not really gonna heal up. So once you've taken damage, you're like actually kind of dying, unless you run like Aqua Ring leftovers. But nobody's really running that.
Okay, who would run that?
Anyway, guys, that's been the video of undrafted mons that we believe definitely should have gone drafted. We'll see you guys next time for our next upload. Until then, see ya. Bye.